Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
All right. Hello, wonderful viewers out there. Welcome to yet another interesting episode of the special edition of the Gambian Talents Forum here live in our big studio, of course. And yes, the reason why we are all here today is because of the race for the position of our GFF presidency, which is scheduled to be on the 27th of August. And I am here today with the people from the Commission of Political Debate. They are the ones responsible now for conducting debates among individuals who are vying for public offices. So today I have with me Mr. Bakari Fati, who's the Executive Director of C.P.D, and also my able friend, of course. I have Mukhtar Jallo, who's the Programs Officer at C.P.D, and also I have my co-presenter, who is Shirif Conte. So I will, without any further ado, I'll just allow the gentlemen, of course, to introduce themselves. And yes, today I'm the only female here, so I think I am the most powerful one today.
Don't worry, I'll be by your side.
Good. So yes, Shirif.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Asadu. Greetings, Gambians, and I hope this will be a very fruitful discussion here, because when you look at Gambian sports, people are building interest in and outside of the country. But I'll not be in a haste. Yes. I'll allow take the mic back. Okay. And give it to Madam.
Thank you very much. So, and I hope this will be a very interesting one for that matter, because for the first time we are seeing such an energy being poured into the GFF presidency. It's been for over 70 years. Such thing has never happened. This is the first time. So Mr. Bakari Fati, who's the Executive Director of CPD, welcome to Gambian Talent Studio.
Thank you so much, Sarif, and what is the name again? Aisha.
Yeah.
I think it's we are so grateful for being on your platform, and as you rightly said, Gambia Football Federation has been existent for almost 70 years, and there has never been something like this. And I must say that this year's elections of the GFF has energized a lot of people, whether people that are in the mainstream politics and people that are not even in the mainstream politics, in general. And I believe partly that has to do with the contribution of the work of the Commission on Political Debates, because the whole idea of debate has brought so much energy also around this whole election of the GFF. And I must also say that the Commission on Political Debates, we've been doing this thing since 2016, but we've never ventured in the sector of sports. So this is the first of its kind, and we're actually getting into this domain. And we sometimes last month, someone just started the Commission on Political Debates that they think we should organize a debate between the two presidential aspirants of the Gambia Football Federation, and we did some consultations, in that regard, and then we realized that there is a potential for us to organize this successfully, and then we decided to reach out to different stakeholders, starting from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and so far, we're so grateful, the outpouring support that we're getting from the public, and we look forward to on the 13th of this month and to have this debate.
Amazing. So briefly, Muta, tell us some of the functions of the CPD in the Gambia?
All right. Thank you so much, Ezra, once again for having me here.
Yeah.
Last time I was here, and I was here with my children,
Right.
the two Jolas.
No, I disagree.
You already said yes.
No, I disagree.
So yeah, but again, thank you so much. Like Bakari said, we are grateful for being here on your show, and also having you as a partner to conduct this debate. We are really grateful for that.
Right.
So the CPD, contrary to what most people believe, we are not only into debates.
Okay.
We are into research. We are into organizing trainings for politicians most of the time, but also for young people, because we want to inspire the culture of debate in the country, where people can talk about issues that affect them instead of engaging on the normal way of politicking. And now I bet you tell anybody about politics in the Gambia, they will tell you if it's Sagantela, or if it's Hulo,
Or Defante.
Defante.
Yeah.
At some point, the Defante, we saw that a lot in the last election. And then, that has existed for a long time. We want to change that. Defante Yobu Gambia Kanam, Defante Yobu JFF Kanam. It's ideas that takes those people. It's within the next 4 or 5 years. Then the debate will ensure you vet them. But also, if they do not do that, you can hold them accountable. But Kenya is a coin, the guard or another person who's running for them. What that is making is it will not promote the ideas or the ideals of the Gambian we want, and it will not take us any further. So CPD actually, our functions are mostly around organizing political debates, trainings, as well as research. But also another thing we do is also engaging stakeholders on these things. We've organized a lot of stakeholder dialogues where we talk about issues of how we can use politics to unify the country, how we can use politics to promote peace, use politics to promote accountability and all that.
So why is it important for respective individuals that we usually see vying for public offices, to face one another to answer questions from stakeholders, and also it's an opportunity for them to sell their agenda to the public. So why is it important for these individuals to face one another?
So like you just stated, and like I said earlier, those are all two reasons. One is that it allows candidates to sell their ideas, but debate on ideas. Another thing it does is it promotes peace, right? Because today, if two polarized candidates who are into a lot of fight or whatever, if they come on stage, they say at the end of the day, it promotes peace, because it's telling the people that your leaders can be on the same table and they can discuss ideas without fighting. So that promotes peace. But most importantly, it gives candidates the opportunity to meet the people as they are. What the CPD has done over the years is, despite the fact that we will do our debates in a confined hall, but we make sure that Gambians have access to them wherever they are. If you look at the last presidential debate we organized, we had 4 radio stations streaming or airing the program as the TVs are doing it. And then they are done in the local languages. So it means that the Commission on Political Debate is interested of Gambians having access to everything that is being discussed on these debates. And if you look at the debate we are organizing right now, the JFF debate, we are partnering with almost all the TV stations in the country, both online and offline. So Gambians have the option to choose which TV station is their preference. But on top of that, for Gambians who don't have the TV in their houses, or who now like Amun Puran, the Jolas and others, they can easily tune into. We have 3 radio stations that are partnered with us, and they are nationwide: Africa, Paradise FM, and then Star FM. All of these radio stations are they cover the whole country. So meaning wherever you are, you have no excuse to not listen to the debate. And as well as we are making sure that we are a little bit late on that this time around, but all of our debates will have sign language interpreters, meaning even the people of hard of hearing can equally listen. So the debate is an opportunity that candidates can really sell their agenda to the whole country. Like you said, that is a very good campaign platform.
So how does this whole idea of getting involved from politics now to sport came about? Because we've seen a lot of social media campaigns here and there since 2 months back. I can say Team Kamaso, Team Kaba has been making a lot of social media campaigns. So what how does the idea came about?
So I'll have Bakari. Okay, Bakari will be the better person.
The Commission on Political Debates, as you rightly said, sports, wasn't something that we definitely we're focusing on.
Yeah.
But because of this GFF presidential elections, that is what has actually brought our attention to the domain of sports. But it wasn't something that we've ever envisioned to venture into. Our focus was mainly on the mainstream politics.
Yeah.
But as you said, these are public institutions, and GFF is one of those public institutions. The C.P.D. think it is vitally important for the taxpayer to know exactly what is going on in this. Even though the government is not entirely funding the GFF, they're getting most of their funding from FIFA. Still, it is vital for there to be an accountability and transparency how that institution is actually run. Because at the end of the day, is whatever money that GFF gets outside is on behalf of the Gambian people. So the Gambian people, they are actually entitled to know how those funds are actually spent, whether they are spent judiciously or not. So this is an opportunity. When it was presented to us, when we evaluated it, we did our consultations. We said, I think it is important because at the end of the day, ultimately what we are doing is more or less like complementing the other work that we've been doing in the mainstream politics. So we said, let's go into this and try to help Gambian people to understand how the GFF operates, how some of these funds are actually spent, and that is why we've decided to actually come up with this debate. But I think fundamentally, one thing that we're also trying to entrench, which Mukhtar actually alluded to, is the idea of promoting the culture of debate, wherever the politics is, whether it's in sports, whether it's in mainstream politics itself, wherever we think that we can promote the culture of debate, I think C.P.D would come into play and then support however we can. And we've been doing this thing in other sectors also, like for instance, beside the other conventional debates that we've been holding, like the presidential, the National Assembly, and the local government election, we've also supported, for instance, the Gambia Press Union some time ago. Their presidency, we help facilitate.
That's Omar Wali and
no, before that, Sheriff time. Yes, I remember. In fact, I was the one invited to actually help them out on that. So C.P.D, we can do this thing in different sectors, in different ways, and we are so excited that now we are in the area of sports. Some will say, well, perhaps we don't know much about sports.
That's my area. That's why I'm here today. That's my area.
I must also say that I'm not entirely influenced when it comes to sports, because I used to tell my staff that I also used to be a very good footballer, but some of them would look at me and say, no, you don't look like what, But I used to play football actually, especially when I was in high school, with people like Steve Tarawale, our famous Steve Tarawale, during our changes in Stockholm.
Very well, Steve, from culture. From culture. Then later on, Real de Banjul. Then
we started our football in Stockholm. Stockholm is in.
I know. I don't know. No, I didn't know Alaji. I think in Bunung I knew Eagle Stars before. Eagle Stars, but also I knew Steve when he was playing for culture. Then Real de Banjul, then from there to China, then to Ajman, to now Sweden.
Amazing. So yes, amazing. So just to remind the viewers that you're still watching Gambian Talents TV, and it's a special edition of having discussion on the GFF presidential race, which is scheduled to be on the 27th of August, and then the people responsible for the debate in the country now. Every responsible public officer wants to serve in public offices. Probably, if you want to vie for the position, you can, just go out there, liaise with the the Commission of Political Debate, so that you can, also sell your agenda. You should not be afraid. Where I was disappointed when I had Kaba, withdrew from the debate, but we'll come to that. So how did you write to both the aspiring candidates? You know, we have Kamaso, we have Kaba, you know, Diamo Vesiarinda.
Diamo siya. Malafi ko Diamo le siya because also min wala mjindi ko. Both team Kamaso and team Kaba be na e ma be nyin debate because ni mun ka charge ko mo la you could debate. But debate is like you are having a conversation, right? Normal conversation, like what we are doing. You know, at some point we may, this one you are asking a question, but I may disagree with certain point that you raise, and then Mukhtar may agree with me, and I will disagree with Mukhtar. That's essentially debate. You don't have to be provocative, you don't have to be insulting, and you don't have to be rude to the other party. And principally, as part of our processes, is to reach out to both candidates or any of the candidates to tell them the debate's modalities. And we have a code of conduct. Speaking of the issue of respecting your opponent on a debating platform, we have a code of conduct, and this code of conduct actually outlines the do's and the don'ts. So if you're on the debating stage, we don't expect you to be provocative, and the other candidate, you don't have to be rude. You have to be respectful. You have to, even though you might disagree with someone's, your opponent's point. However, you can do it in a very respectful way, in a very civilized way, and that's what C.P.D encourages. On all our debate platforms. So we've written to both Kaba and Kamaso 1 month before the on the 13th debate, and just to give them that opportunity to prepare, familiarize themselves with the thematic areas which Mukhtar would actually elaborate on. And we gave them an official letter including the rules of the debates. The rules of the debate also outlines what are the things that are expected of them, what are the things that the moderators would actually focus on, and how to conduct the entire debate in itself. So we engaged them on those items, and we invited questions from them. So we started with Kamaso. He signed the code of conduct there and then gave us his assurance that he would participate in the debate. So when we reached out to Kaba, he referred us to this is one of his team media team members, Mr. Solso. He's a good brother, uncle of mine. So we reached out to him. We spoke to him about the whole idea of the debates. We gave him the code of conduct. We gave him the rules and the official letter, and then he promised that he will get to his team, discuss with them, and then get back to us regarding their position. And we did. And from the official correspondence letter, what they have indicated to us as one of the reasons, or the reasons why they wouldn't be participating in the debate, was that they have a lot of activities piling up, and they wouldn't be able to attend the debate as a result. For sure. But we are still optimistic as debate organizers. We believe that there is a possibility that these people might change their mind before the debate on the 13th, that's Saturday. And even if they come, Kaba comes 1 minute before the debate, we wouldn't bar him from participating. He can still participate in the debate.
You will leave his podium there. It will have all the things that Kamaso will be having on our stage.
Absolutely.
Everything.
I think this is interesting. Very interesting. What you're saying is very important. You see, when it comes to debate, like you said before, many people think when you stand at the podium, you will be insulting each other. But what makes debate, in fact, very, very important, people that are going to vote for you, will listen to you, your ideas, your plans. And also, if you were leading before, people need to ask you. There should be an accountability. I once have a platform with Sadibu here. Yeah. I invited Kaba before. This was on Corridor. I met Kaba personally. He gave me his number. Then, he promised me that we will have a discussion, But later on, I went home, called Kaba. I couldn't get him. Text him 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then later, he texted me back that he was very, very busy. He couldn't make it. Then he said later. Then I wait until after 1 week to 2 weeks again. I text him. He wouldn't reply. Call, he wouldn't pick. So I ended up inviting Kaba. That's where Kamaso. Yeah. That's when Kamaso came and revealed something that GFF has been giving $6 million every 4 years, which is a huge amount of money. People like me, I want to ask Kaba, how Kaba, is spending this
Spending
money,
that-
how JFF is spending this.
Amazing.
That's why when it comes to this debate, I am very, very interested to see Kaba answering questions, as well as Sadibu also, who people allege that he, messed with a lot of money that was given to him when he was on his transit from Morocco to Angola. So these are some of the things that the public want to know. Gambian sport, is not going anywhere. It's just that when you talk about sport, people will say, yes, they've tried, they've qualified to Cup of Nations, but there is more to be done. We still have more to. So what I want to ask you guys is, as far as Kaba didn't accept still, are you guys going to have a mechanism? Because this should serve as an example for you to be prepared for the next one. Are you guys going to work on, or are you guys going to have a mechanism whereby candidates, it will be a requirement for candidates to come and stand, and do this debate? It should be. Yesterday I was saying it in my program. I said it shouldn't be an invitation. It should be a requirement.
Yeah.
Not only in the aspect of sport, in fact, politics and everything. Are you guys going to work on this to make sure that these debates, they are not an invitation issues, but requirement, because it's very, very important.
Exactly, especially if you are serving in our public offices.
That's a good question. Also, you've raised very important points, which we don't intend to comment on as organizers, because we're expected to be.
Yes, I understand that.
So regarding the issue of making debate compulsory, as it stands now, we don't have that mandate to make it compulsory on anyone. All what we are doing, as an institution, is also to contribute our quota in terms of national development, and we want to see that Gambia is also another level when it comes to our own form of democracy. And wherever, even in our homes, we want transparency, we want accountability, isn't it? Like if our parents actually would do some very dubious things and would bring money on the table, as a child, you need to be concerned how. Right? I think that's important. So
in a conscious society, people must ask questions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's only a dumb society where people don't ask questions, so to speak. So all what we are doing is just to help shape the Gambia, in a very better path, if I may put it in that way. So and then we are trying to make history together with these two great men, in their own ways. What we are doing, this is the first of its kind in the history of this country, in the history of GFF. In the next 100 years, people might be talking about, an opportunity like this.
Right.
So if I were in the position of any of the candidates, I think I would be running like a marathon sprinter to participate in this debate.
If you don't have anything to hide.
To add to what Bakari is saying, or to Bakari's point, in fact, one thing we're saying, because our objective or one of our aims is also, to promote debates. And we have been here less than 10 years. All right, it's not even up to 10 years, but Gambians are building so much interest on it that they actually wrote to C.P.D to organize this. So that is an achievement. That is something good from our end, because what it is showing is our objective is being realized slowly, right? People are already interested so much in the debates that they're asking for it. And so far, like Bakari said, since we started our media campaign to promote this event, the response from the general public is really, really amazing. And then we want to thank the entire Gambia for supporting this. At some point, we will not be able to do this. It wasn't even part of C.P.D's activities for this year. We did not plan for it. But Gambians called, we thought it's in line with our objective, and then we went for it. And then, despite the challenges we are facing, the support from the public is what is keeping us going. A lot of people will tell you that you should not go on only one candidate confirmed. We said no. We are providing a neutral ground. And like Bakari said, until the last minute, a minute to 8, Kaba doesn't even have to write to us to tell us he has confirmed his comment. Let him come to the stage. We have even, in fact, prepared a special room, a waiting room for him.
Amazing.
Who are
If Kaba is watching, this would have been a very good opportunity to make up his mind.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity.
That's what we're saying. And then we want Gambians to realize that power lies within them too. Probably I'm not supposed to say this on the TV because of my position at the C.P.D. But the moments like this, you have to, one way you realize that you are important in any group is also, asking those leaders to attend events like this.
Okay.
That is how we develop as a society, right? And so at a personal level, those things are what will keep CPD moving, in the sense that governments are realizing how debates are important. And thank God we are there. We are getting there slowly.
But are you planning, because that's questions, I raised that question, are you guys planning in the future whereby you will see that this debate would be a requirement issue but not an invitation issue regarding everything from sports, politics, everything, because it is going to play a part in terms of development our different sectors here.
In terms of transparency, accountability.
On the the CPD, we are doing our best for that. We do not have much say on that.
Okay.
One thing we have done few months ago, is to organize a stakeholders dialogue with the IEC and the inter-party committee to discuss on how this could be added into the IEC electoral calendar. We've already had those conversations, and they're already still ongoing. We hope that we achieve something. But like you said, at some point, governments can really make their voices heard on this. Any other Gambian or any other civil society organization or any organization, or even the TV, government promotion, you can champion that conversation. You can start a campaign for 2 months. Invite stakeholders, different stakeholders, to come and debate on why we have to have that. Get the IEC, hold it accountable. Go get parties, the inter-party committee, bring them here. The inter-party supports it. The members of the inter-party supports the idea of debate. They have even suggested that let their parties have debates in their constitution at the party level, where they can debate when they are contesting for these positions. So media houses like yours and any other media house can hold conversations on this. Gambians, the general Gambian outside, can raise conversation on this on social media. They can petition, write petitions to encourage the government of the Gambia to participate in debates. So our role as an institution is to lay the foundation, but also make Gambians realize that debate is something achievable. And so far, with all of our debates, we've told them debates are possible. They can be achieved. Look at the SFR debate with Halifa. At some point, it was intense. It was really intense.
Very interesting.
In the hall. But what did we see at the end? We saw them hug it. Like, they
Shaking
hugged.
hands, hugging,
They shook hands because of COVID. They could not hug, if I'm right. But they shook hands. Right?
Yeah.
It showed us that it's achievable. We've already put a lot of examples since 2016. In 2016, when we started our first debate at the Tango, Jammeh did not come. He refused to come. GDC said Jammeh, if Jammeh did not come, they will not come. But they sent somebody. Arabara could not make it, but Halifa Saleh was there to debate for. That was the first debate we organized, right? In the most tense Gambia. It was tense in the Gambia, right? But we organized it. And then from then onwards, we showed Gambians that debates are really possible and they can promote what really matters to us. How many Gambians learned a lot about the misconceptions around PDOIS on the debate? Or how many Gambians learned a lot about what really party politics is all about? Or what each person has to offer when it comes to health, social justice, what they plan on doing when it comes to, the real things that affect Gambians. So if CPD has done a lot of this, and we don't plan on stopping anyway, by the way, if you're doing all this,
continues, this should definitely continue.
And I mean, I think Mukhtar said a lot about the idea of promoting the culture of the, it's a question of advocacy, and we just want to leave that one to the Gambian people to lead, to champion that.
All right. So when it comes to the thematic areas and plans in place, what did the commission have in store for both parties and also the stakeholders that will be there? Yep.
So because one thing, if you follow CPD's debates, has always been on the thematic areas that we draw questions from.
Right.
And because we are neutral a lot, is the fact that we only draft thematic areas and we don't draft questions.
Okay.
Our moderators draft their questions.
Amazing.
And we don't have any say on them. We don't even see the questions. He's the only one who has them until when the cameras and the light is on. When they say go, he starts. But he follows our rules. So for the JFF debate, we are focused on 5 thematic areas.
Okay.
And they are the league standardization, growth of women's football and regional football plans. Okay. We're going to talk about also on the financial stability, independence and FIFA funds, ex-players engagement and management, good governance and transparency, as well as football pitches infrastructure, projects, and management.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. These are
examples.
areas. In fact, you see, right now you're going to stop at that. You see, somebody made a comment here.
Yeah.
Wally Junior. He made down a lot of questions here,
Okay.
which are not meant for you guys. But I can see that these questions are not out of these topics.
Yes.
You see the questions I said. The first one is what happened to the 1.9 million allegedly paid to the ghost contractor to build the alleged swimming pool? What happened to the alleged the 2 million paid to the ghost contractor of Gunjur Stadium project? What happened to the 6 million allegedly paid for the Serekunda West Stadium lighting system? What happened to the 6 million allegedly paid to the ghost contractor of Banjul Mini Stadium lighting system? So the questions are up to 11. People want to ask. People want to know. We are being Kaba. Let Kaba try to attend this debate.
Yeah.
Let Kaba try to. We are not taking side in this, but this is national development. We are all part of this sport. Some of us, I was a footballer, but the problem was there was not a lot of chance in football. So sometimes and also
That's why this was
and still now I used to watch football. I love football, but also football is beyond that. Football now, people are making living in football. We are seeing how players are paid.
Yeah.
The amount of money players are paid. Football can develop this country.
Right.
So we want Kaba to understand that.
Speaking of Kaba, by the way, speaking of Kaba, congratulations to him.
Very big achievement.
That is the first it was Gambia,
Gambian to ever appointed. Yeah.
and that is a good name for the country to have all of those football countries in West Africa. But again, to just to add what the C.P.D is doing in regards to the debate comment, we are doing the debate on prime time, just after the 8 o'clock news, because most media houses will do their news at 8 to 8:30.
8 o'clock to 8:30.
8:30.
Yes.
So our program starts at 8, where we do the official opening sessions, and then from the opening sessions, we're going to do the debate will start at 8:30, just after the news, up to the 10 o'clock news.
Okay.
So that Gambians, respective of what you're doing, you get the chance to watch the debate. And on top of that, we are inviting all the 77 delegates to attend the debate.
Yeah,
Because for those who don't know how the GFF voting works, we've received those questions. The GFF, the people who vote, they are 77.
7, yes.
And they comprise of the teams in the Division 1 and Division 2, which is of 34 teams.
Yes.
Then you have the Allied Association to GFF, as well as the Regional Football Association.
Yes.
So all of them have a number of votes to convert. So the C.P.D, in partnership with the government of the Gambia, is making sure that those of them who are coming from all the other regions except West Coast, Banjul, and KM, they get to be lodged at the local hotel.
Okay. Then those coming from LRR, URR, okay.
NBR, even the football team, like before UKM, who are in LRR, all of those, all of them can come to the debate without thinking of where they're going to spend the night, because the government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Youth and Sport, is taking care of them.
That's amazing.
And, you want to say thank you to all of them.
Yeah.
So even the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Honorable Minister has acknowledged that how important debates are, and that it's provided a neutral ground for candidates to come and tell us what they have based on this thematic.
Yes, their policies, their plans,
what they plan to do in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the media, we know you've mentioned the media are your partners in terms of executing this important event. What do you have in place or on plan for the media to execute this way? Because they're also the one that will be commending some of these things.
Indeed. So from our part, what we are doing is we are ensuring that we are doing a centralized production. Well, that's not for general because they might not understand this. But what we are doing is Haruna Drame and his team is providing that. And then they're going to provide a clean feed for all the media houses that are coming to attend. So what we are doing is when every media house will come, you can come with any cable, whether it's HDMI you want or the other types. Haruna is more technical on this area. But whatever kind of resolution you want, all of that, Haruna
SDI cables.
The SDIs, and then there's another one he mentioned also.
Yeah.
So those ones, we are going to have that. Everything is going to be set for all media houses. If you've been following our page, you know that we are partnering with a lot of media houses, including the state broadcaster, GRTS. So
and it's going to be a clean feed.
It's going to be clean feed for all of them. Nothing will be there with.
So thank you very much. So the next question is you guys are already spending resources on this. So, in case Kawa didn't come, don't you feel it is going to be a losses for you guys?
No. Let me address that. So the Commission on Political Debates, generally speaking, we conduct some majority of our debates based on support that we get from our partners. But this one, I would say we don't have that financially support partner that will come and then give us everything that we needed, like in our previous debates.
Yeah.
It's different, this one. So this one, that's why we actually partner with all these media houses to make sure that most of these things are actually done. You know, you've invited us, and other media houses also have invited us to actually reach out to the public in terms of sensitization. But beyond that, like getting the whole don't know who is covering up everything. That's not the case. So the reason why we don't think that this is going to be a waste is that even though Kabat doesn't appear, is that we will feel that we've contributed something.
Yeah, your part or your role.
What is that exactly?
And that is to create that enabling environment or platform for both Kaba and Kamaso to use and tell the Gambian people and the 77 delegates that these are their intention if and when elected into office as president of the GFF. Of the day, we're trying to set standards. And, you know, I had this discussion with other media personnel that the bedrock of organizing this debate, or, some people make it argue the argument that, okay, if I know that I can win the election, why would I waste my time to attend the debate? It's not only about winning the election, even though that's the most important thing. But now, what we need to focus on is let's look at the moral compass. It's just like the anecdote that I normally used to give. You can walk naked in the street, right? It's your body, is everything. Beside what the law has actually talked about. So you can do that, right? Yeah. But you can do that and feel okay. But how about what moral lesson are you actually teaching or handing down for your younger siblings? If you keep doing that. You know what I mean? So the same thing, you can decide to not to attend debate. It's your right. You feel okay about it. But from the moral aspect or the moral component, what message are you sending to the younger ones who are interested in participating, becoming president of the GFF in subsequent years to come?
Right.
That they have a choice not to honor whatever is democratic or whatever has to do with accountability, whatever has to do with transparency. So meaning they can just come and do anything, get to the position, and leave without telling people how A, B, and C money went to or been used. So that's the moral lesson about it. So it's not going to be a waste. For us, we believe that we are contributing a lot, towards the to help institutions become very, very, very strong. Because at the end of the day, we don't need, strong leaders, as Obama once said. We need strong institutions, and you can only get strong institutions if we have, debates being organized, and then those leaders who are heading those institutions appear and talk about things that they are doing on behalf of the people that they intend or claim to have, to have represented or to, being represented. So I just think that we all have to embrace this culture, and both Kaba and Kamaso, personally, I'm appealing to all of them Kamaso has confirmed officially. Let me exclude it from.
Yes, yes.
I don't know why, but Kamaso would always confess. Yes. You invite them, Kamaso would appear first.
It seems very
So for politics,
This appeal goes to Mr. Kaba and his team. We Gambians want to see them on this debate platform, to clear things out, to talk about their policies and programs. But also, a lot has been said about them. Probably this is an opportunity for them to clear.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say that, because some embezzlement and all. So this is an opportunity for them to come on board. Start in front of the public and clarify some of the things, some of the allegations that have been levied on them.
On top of that is also to sell Gambia. The GFF alone, there are matches that the GFF will get over 250,000 views.
Right.
So if, for example, we have Gambians watching, there's a lot of interest on that page. Put that out there. What you are doing is you are selling the Gambian how organized and democratic we are. And for any one of them in the future who want to run for, let's say, FIFA presidency, CAF presidency, these are areas you can prove to anybody.
Right.
because you've already advertised yourself.
And then you've shown them how interested you are in good governance, how interested you are in transparency, and how accountable you are. So this is the platform. The CPD is just providing the platform. Like Haruna will say, back at the thing to you, we will just bring the bus or the chairs, and then people just come to converse.
Yeah.
Most of the time we use the word political dialogue. That is a form of it is the debate. But people should understand that all them you can come and reach out to all the people at once.
Yes, that's very true.
Right.
And in this case, you're going to have all the 77 people who are going to vote for you. You face them directly, you talk to them directly, you tell them your plan. And I think I'm not praying for that. I think Kaba will try to attend this debate. But if Kaba, turn away from this debate, it's a chance, a very, very big chance for Kaba.
A signal, sending to the 77 delegates that are there.
Yes.
I mean, if someone that we actually
and
wanted
FIFA is going to be there, CAF is going to be there. You have those high delegates, and then so it's a chance for one of them. But if Kaba decides not to come, which I'm not praying for, it is going to be a chance for Sadibu, definitely.
Right.
So, Azam, did you have another question?
Thank you. I just for them to say it in Wolof and in Mandinka. I know Mutar is good in Wolof, and then Bakari can go with Mandinka. Bi Najala ko nata jampru nale kacha soto nanata na GFF la Carola, because Ninko football la Carola sa mo jamale interest build jele surtout covering in presidential election o sita, because Nigeria ko both kamaso ning kababe campaign la so atol nata ke bunnati mi yalan ko atol le sa me mararin ka mol samana mi yalan ko wala be interest nanata na public service la Carola wana public offices la ka nanata ka wodula nini, so atol nata kanying debate ka establish pour yena yela yela agenda ni la policies ni program or for yemin so ani more min so atol as a commission minala lodulati. Yes. I am good in Mandinka now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Como ya fanyamin dorong ndola mamongo aba sembering debate la ka debate organize kacha bunda londi so na banda ba mi londi wala minti ko ka mol commande sakatu la ham ko min wala mkake nyatom koti na masakunda la bunda to taringi, especially presidency.
Right.
Because okum mayara baka so mainstream politics comme nga fanyame but gameno la ko mole ko musulata commission on political debates yo kacha bunda yele kama so nim lafta ka president de Gambia Football Federation and Mr. Kaba Bajo mim fa lafta ka president de Gambia Football Federation so kabinga kiskisiro ke ngaji ko ha ade nimbakela kula mialanko anda kumata fanang katum na flom nuta GFF kono asiata andu fanang kumol fanang siata mil fota so ngaje ko kaje o kuma kan ni mole opportunity so kuma kan kon akumata nga debate organize so wala nan donna tan koko okay so baya nga keskisoro ka ngaje ko nza debate organize no so ko acha ala nga debate organize so comme nga fanya last time dolla load la binti wala mi ko kan basola fere so ni nga basola fere nga fa kamo so si ka go te si so no moderator na identify already Mr. Ronald Senghor.
Okay.
Yeah, Ronald Senghor is would be the moderator. So atal do community wala kuma kan jininka anum comme Mukhtar fanya fanyami tu angale kan wala tol lafta fanal mi yalon ko Ronald ye nyinin karo keje mo fanal be itandi ni candidate flow la na dilale kabring almost 1 month ago.
I mean, what I mean, the just katala yellow fact findings,
and then exactly.
So in front of be someone.
Na ya be someone ya famole ko ni wala keta. Ndalafta ka ni fananke na len ke nyaton ko alen tom wala ke nyaton ko. So ngodo ko ni sonen digal bulle. So kuti yemi alon ko musa funo ko well it will that expect la from the moderator. So CPD ndolba min mba kababa yo danila because I kama so ati confirm la kuma participate la restaurant kuma ba benadi be nto kababa del ko senia bake bari mba comme mang jikila tay fana
okay
lato ko janin dibe bas commencer la asaka yana wala mun ngabunda me muta at the moment so mbo tembe dal do regarding this presidential debate.
So, Muta, you're never like Olaf.
Okay, not right.
I'm not pull la wala nga diga Olaf sarap so
comme so Bakary ñu ko no way suñu executive director bi ñun dañ nekk di organize débat mooy débat pour GFF nag moo nekk mbootaay bi gàmte ñoom ñoo nekk pour yi fi football ci biir réew mi so ñoom ñoo war a taxaw lépp lu war a dem si biir football si biir réew mi te ñoom ñoo war a dem def am election si on the 27th of this month mooy balaa moom bi di jeex so C.P.D nag nit yaa ñu oo mooy Gambien ñoo ñu oo si social media ñooñu mu ngeen naa ñoo ngeen organiser ñi debate pour gaa mën a ñëw ñu waxtaan lan la ngay amal Gambien si ak football in general in the next 4 years so si leen ñëw ñun tamit depuis last month gisante neen ak ñaari candidat yu bëgg a taxaw yëpp ñaari candidat yëpp mooy Kamaso ak Bajo waxtaan nag gaay wax neen gaay la moo nekk suñu sartay lan lañ bëgg a si gaay waaye Kamaso rek moo ñu wax ne dina ñëw officiel Kaba waxoon nañu du mun a ñëw parce que amoon na yeneen sarta ba mun a ñëw waaye wax neen ne ñun waa C.P.D bi ñu sa taay te gom neen ne suñ on gom ne Kaba dina wécci xalaatam o dina wécci lu wax ne du ñëw te am nañ yaakaar ne dina ñëw ñu ngee ñaan mu ñëw te ba 1 minute moo des pour programme bi start ba ñu ne 7:59 Kaba ñu ngi ko wax ne su ko neexee sax bu mu bindal C.P.D ne dafa ñëw na ñëw ba si programme bi su ñëwee nañ ko jox mic nañ ko jox podium mu ñëw waxtaan ak Gambien si lan la amal Gambien ak Gambian football next 4 years so loolu moo tax C.P.D nag luñ gën a ràññee moo nekk ne organize debate pour political parties yi waaye bi yoon ñu ngi dem si football comme ni ma ko waxee Gambien yaa ñu oo te ñun dañ gestu ñu gis ne debate Kaba bi ak debate politics Gambie yëpp daanaka yëpp benn la lu ñu ñor suñu ñaari yoon yëpp mu nekk ñu tànn njiit bi nga xamante ne mën na moo yóbbu bi ida football Gambie bi si kanam wala mu yóbbu réew mi si kanam dépend na si lan la moo leen taxaw exactly waaye lii moo tax ba C.P.D ñu taxaw te def nañ lépp tooga bi yëpp duganeen tooganeen ñor la yéega ko rek moo def samedi te ñu ngi wax Gambie yëpp ne ñu ngi leen a wax ne samedi incha allah di ngeen gis li nga xamante ne mosu leen koo gis yàgg nañu organise debate suñ debate yëpp has been always interesting te bii tamit noonu la moo mel dara du si wécceeb te rak si dooli si debate bii nii dem nañ ba ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi yokk for example ñun ak government of the Gambia through the Ministry of Youth and Sports ñu ngi ensone Gambians you wanna vote because JFM nekku ñëpp war a mun a vote.
Yeah, it's
Ba am
only
na
the
ñu war a
stakeholders.
mun a vote ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi jógee bëgguma wax si dex bi ñu ngi jógee si region si.
Yeah, regions.
ñu ngi jógee from North Bank Central River Region URR ak LRR ñooyu noonu suñ ñëwee fii mënuñoo ñibbi parce que debate bi ñu ngi ko def si guddi so suñ ko war a def si guddi ñooyu ñu mën a ñibbi seen kër yi bés boobu so gis na ne luñ nekk def moo ko utal nañ leen hôtel fu gaay di nekk pour guddi boobu noonu so lu mu laa woon moo nekk ne ñun ñu ngi téye lii ak every seriousness ñu ngi déggu si luñ taxaw luñ gëm ne debate moo mën a yóbbu Gambie si kanam.
waaw baa nga ñëw foofu ndax war ngeen ak ministre bi tamit pour mu try wax ak Kaba.
ministre bi kenn mënu koo mën a gis mu nekk somebody ki nga xamante ne because moom sa loolu la ñu wax mu ne at yu passé yi am na ministre yi nekk leen di am camp buñ dee farleel am na kuñ dee farleel wala am na notion buñ dee wane ne farleel leen kenn bugul si nekk parce que ñoom ñaar ku si gagné rek moom ministère dafa war a liggéey ak kooku noonu
waaw li ma wax nii I think loolu dafa utee pour Kaba wax ak moom convince ko dafa utee ak jël side
xam nga
maybe
I don't think I don't think that holds water.
maybe no in like personally individually no borders why at the moment I'm looking at important I'm solo minister government of the Gambia through the Ministry of Transport ñu wane nañ dañ endorse debate bi te ñu ko ñu ngi def lu nekk ñu gis ne debate
pour mu succeed
pour mu succeed so loolu noonu rek foog naa le loolu doylu na
Mr. Padi, let's make that
but at some point man tam agree na with the minister. I agree with the minister.
I'm defending the minister.
I know.
Really always is.
I know.
I want to know for example, the minister bu mu wax ak Kaba, right? Elek ak si biir debate bi mu demee mu look naka debate bi for example let's say ne team Kaba ñu ngi wax ne team Mbed ñu ngi wax ne o nga am nit yu ñëw ñu ne comme for example ne kama so debate gën a fi wala parce que of all the other reasons, right? People create their own reasons.
Yes, indeed.
Naka la ñu gisee ministry bi if something else happen. So minister bi ak ministry bi one wax ne optics matter and then nit ñu ngi gisee everything dafa
waaw
loo mun di moytu si nga soo jiitee nit yu bari am na yooyu yi nga xam te ne warloo ko ne fanaa comme baax na ko waaye lu gën a am solo moo nekk ne government bi support nañ debate bi so Kaba bu dee for exemple mun na moo xool ne if bu dee dem na ministre bi sa support na di parce que ministre bi su ñu wax ko either private or not sax lu mu ko ministre bi mu di woon moo nekk ne ñoom support nañ debate bi so bu dee Kaba na ko déggal ne saa sa support na debate o mu ne debate is important jarul sax moo ko ak private.
I think that should be sufficient enough.
Yes.
Just to show that we have endorsed this debate and the debate can go ahead. Generally, I think
that's not convinced, but
it's okay. It's okay.
Individually, well, even if minister
I can't follow.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean that ministry immediately, all I'm need to go to that been debate and we the resources can get the debate succeed. And commission on political debates. We really appreciate that.
I think this should be a more reason why Kaba should, go all out and then, face Kaba once and for all. Because people have been, wanting to see this. It's been a long time. People have been talking about, the way some selections are done, presidency, so I think this it's high time people build interest in our sports also. It's high time people that we are going to entrust these offices. Some of these things are important. That they've talked about the standardization of the leagues, and Nalonoko leagues when it, compared to Gambian league, compared to Senegalese league is different.
Totally different. Former football at Senegal, train Nabu to Jamal Cameroon. That has been happening. Okay, although Jamal succeeded, but
when it comes to finance as well, transparency as well, because FIFA pump a whole lot of billions in our football federation. You know, so this will have been a very good opportunity for Kaba to go all out, and then educational respond.
Because many from Yalo moment telling 100%. No, Kawana la kuwa I couldn't achieve the football of Gambia. That is there.
Even the national team going all the way to AFCON is something.
Definitely.
Commendable.
Yeah, for a credit, but I had a number of other kind of the same way to Madame was
Okay, so and definitely now it's time for it because program dollars the million webinata. So before we take leave of the two gentlemen that we have here today, they're very vibrant, you know, influential. If an albela doko ke kananata national development. So I'll just allow Mukhtar to sign out first before the executive director. You know, every praise for them. Cheer. So he's your boss. So he talks last.
And I'm not going to complain. So the one saying thank you so much for having us, as well as thanking the Gametan and promotions. I want to listen of Mohol camera. So the one for supporting us, for going on with this for us. But also I want to thank our partners. I want to thank the Ministry of Youth and Sports, especially
wala nga jehal nag dingin mo kasi partnership pour gene ko de bobu xamna dañu ñew pour gene ko de you are part of it. No, you are part of it. He knows. You can continue now.
Staff here. But yeah, thanking them a lot. Thanking Africa for coming into support, as well as INET. INET is also, you know, supporting us. Also, we want to thank our media partners. We thank the Gambia Talent Promotion, or Gambia Talent TV, as well as we want to thank you know, GRTS, the state broadcaster. We want to thank Paradise, the Paradise FM and radio, both radio and TV. iAfrica. We want to thank Star FM and Star TV. We want to thank the Fatu Network, Block TV. We want to thank the Standard newspaper and then Afri Radio. So all of these people are part of us, and then you know, just to make sure that Gambians have a say per se. That's how that makes sense. To the entire process of the GFF, and that is what we want to bring to you on Saturday, inshallah.
Right, Mr. Fati.
Yes, Aisha. I want to thank all of you, Aisha, Sharif, and of course the team behind the camera.
Right.
You know, we are really grateful, you know, for this opportunity. What I want to tell everyone is that we are about to make history in Gambian sports, in particular Gambia football, and we want to make this history together with Lamin Kababajo and Mr. Kamasho and their team. We really want their support. I mean, we can't do this thing alone. That is why we reach out to all these partners Mukhtar have mentioned to support us in this endeavor. And hopefully, on Saturday, we are hopeful that we'll have both Kaba and Mr. Kamaso to tell Gambians and the 77 delegates in particular, what do they have for them in store if and when elected into office. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, why they must be elected into office for the next 4 years. And I think it's essential that they honor the invitation. We are grateful for Mr. Kamaso for accepting it immediately. And we are hopeful that Mr. Kababajo also's team will consider their initial decision and participate in the debate. On that note, I also want to thank all our partners, and we look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday.
Today. Amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. Fati. And then Sharif.
Yes. Bal tendula hari sayang bal jela dorong ba falal faray dorong ala baraka ko salbe doku men doku kende balem alfana balla part play kanne commissions on political debate al walla part play kanne nyimbanko pour nyimbanko develop ko men kamen fo development o man nani na dan kata bumba lo wala ngasilol fenke par mul la mindset mul ki mira nyamin ka develop kamul kamul sensitize so you're also doing a great job. Thank you very much, and I wish to have you guys again maybe later on.
Some other day.
After that would be very good.
Because we have some other activities coming, the local government elections and all. So on that note, wonderful viewers out there, this is the end of today's special edition here in our studios on Gambian Talents TV. It was the discussion on the race to GFF presidency, which is scheduled to be on the 27th of August 2022, and then the Commission of Political Debate deemed it necessary to bring both Kamaso and Kaba on board to discourse on key relevant issues, and also to sell their policies and agendas, and also to convince the 77 delegates that are coming from all regions. So Kaba is the current president of the Gambia Football Federation, and then he will be vying against with Kamaso, who's also a very vibrant individual as well. So we take leave of you, and then please stay tuned on Gambian Talents TV. On Saturday we'll be live to bring you all the details unfolding at the Karawabi Hotel, right? Yes, so we'll be there. Until then, thank you, Sheriff, thank you, Mr. Fati, and thank you, Muhtar, for joining us here in our studios. Until then, do have a pleasant evening. It's a bye from us.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
You talk about this, so like CNN decaying. Like my passionate, certain people I want to have one interview, and you did it. You are not mind.
Kuy wut fu muy fanaan